Hello students, good morning to all of you. So I'm Seema Pandey, your biology teacher. Today we will start our new chapter 4, that is animal kingdom. Right? We have already discussed about a plant kingdom. So today we will start animal kingdom. As over a million species of animals have been described till now, as you know, the need for classification becomes all more important. Obviously, as you know, time to time, you can say, like anytime a new organism can be found, right? So that should be also classified. So this classification also help in assigning a systematic position of newly described species. This world is so very vast, right? From anywhere, like at oceans or at seas, uh, and on land, a lot of animals, a lot of varieties are present. Every time it is possible, like a new species can be formed. Like I just want to give you an example. One oceanic organism is found last year was found last year, that have a special feature, that is actually the animal, but they have a that is the oceanic animal, ocean or marine animal, but they have a chlorophyll present, green pigment chlorophyll present there, but no photosynthesis takes place, right? So scientists were discovered that, or were found that, as a new species, and they worried also, like why this chlorophyll is present, because chlorophyll has a capability to trap the solar energy if there is no photosynthesis, but it works as the trap of solar energy. So this is the quite it can be harmful. Scientists were just thought like that. So that is not our concern. Yeah, I want to tell you that every day or every time some new species can be found, right? If new species are found, they should be classified also. So classification takes place on the basis of some points. See, these are the basis of classification: differences in structure and form of different animals. They are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to the arrangement of cells, body symmetry, nature of coelom, patterns of digestive, circulatory, or reproductive system. Right? These features are used as the basis of animal classification. So the first one we will discuss about the level of organization. What is the meaning of organization? Like which type of organization takes place in the particular species, in the particular organism. As you know, we have discussed from unicellular to multicellular organism. Unicellular means one celled structure organism. If more than cells are present in any organism, that is called tissue level. See, all members of Animalia are multicellular. All of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponges, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates, that is, they exhibit cellular level of organization. Right. So here you can see in Porifera. Listen, in animal kingdom there are Porifera, Coelenterata, टीनोफोरा, प्लेटीहेल्मिन्थीज, एस्केल्मिन्थीज, आपका ये दिस Annelida, mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. These are the phylum present in the animal kingdom. It's a very big kingdom, big group you can say. There are a variety of animals present on the world, all over the world. So in coelentrates, the coelenterata is also a type a type of or kind of phylum. The arrangement of cell is more complex in coelenterata. Here the cell performing the same function are arranged into tissues, hence is called tissue level of organization. So you can say students, like whatever we are studying in the classification or animal kingdom, according to the on the basis of the phylum, like from starting like Porifera, say, if you you will see the advancement of phylum is there from Porifera. Porifera is Porifera have a cellular level of organization, right? You will just move one step in Coelenterata. There is a tissue level of organization. Clear? When you will move one more step, you will find that organ level of organization that is exhibited by members of platyhelminthes, right, and other higher phylum, where tissues are grouped together to form organs. It is specialized for a particular function. Students, you know, cells grouped together form tissue grouped together form organs, and organ grouped together forms organism, right? So in animals like annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems. Each system concerned with the specific physiological function is called organ system level of organization. So these are the example of phylum, annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates, where organ system level of organization takes place. So organ systems and different groups of animals exhibit various patterns of complexity. For example, the digestive system in platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus and is called incomplete. Listen, there are two types of organism found. One is incomplete. Listen, the bases are different every time, right? So one is complete and one is incomplete. So which one is complete? Which one is incomplete? Which have only one opening or one hole that is that worked as a serves as a as both mouth and anus, from where it just eat and remove the waste material from a single mouth, right? That is called incomplete type of organism, or ठीक है, animals. So but a complete digestive system have two openings, mouth and anus, right? Similarly, clear है, incomplete and complete. In incomplete type of organism, there is a uh, ma- uh, mouth. One opening is there which serves as both mouth and anus. While in complete type of digestive system have a two openings, mouth and anus. Obviously, they will eat from mouth and excrete from anus, right? So we are the complete, we have a complete digestive system, you know. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types, open type and closed type. Let's remember it, student. Open type of circulatory system means blood is pumped out the heart and cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, right? Means to say, in open type of blood circulatory system, there is no role of heart. Actually, that heart is not pumping the blood through all the tissues and cells. Here blood flows into the body cavity, right? Not in a vessels like arteries, veins, etc. And closed type, in which the blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters, arteries, veins, and capillaries. Here is bearing, B-E-A-R-I-N-G, right? Sorry for this mistake. So here in closed type of our circulatory system, there it will be arteries, veins, capillaries, heart is present there. Heart pump the blood throughout the body, throughout the tissue, cells, etc. Right? So here arteries, veins, and capillaries are present in the closed type of blood circulatory system. Now comes to the symmetry, student. What is symmetry? Actually, symmetry is also a basis of classification by which we are just categorize the animals. There are three type of symmetry: asymmetrical, radial symmetrical, and this bilateral symmetry. So asymmetrical, asymmetrical, what is asymmetrical? Any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal half. Example is sponges. Hmm. Any plane, suppose any body of organism which does not divide into equal halves, that is called, they do not have any symmetry. They just make like they will not divide into the equal